Hello and welcome back to well, purely maintenance session of serde-yaml. It's not really serde-yaml or YAML in that regard, but well, that's the only series I have running right now. So let's, well, except for Google RS, but I think that's the most fitting. So there has been quite a lot of movement here on some cargo-related issues. On one cargo-related issue, which caused it to rebuild libraries all the time. And it very much seems that that quasi or whatever could be involved in that. And I was asked to reproduce this issue or to check some fingerprints file here to see that one, to see if that is the same. Yeah. The problem is that I'm unable to build myself right now. I tried that off camera and thought, well, maybe I can show how badly I fail even on camera, because that's also part of the deal here that really is a huge grain of salt when you want to get into the serde business. So if you have any project that uses the macros, then you should probably, or you're well advised to get rid of the macros and use syntax or serde CodeGen instead, because that at least works with stable, not with nightly, but with stable. And yeah, so the big problem is I just can't get this thing to compile. So I am on stable here, multi-rust override, show override. Nice and stable, but for some reason that doesn't work in either quasi version. It just doesn't work anymore. I'm on the latest stable, maybe that's also part of it, because stable does change and the syntax related stuff is not stable at all. And quasi seems to be depending on lib syntax, which is changing all the time. And there's no one to blame here except that the entire idea of using compiler plugins for anything is totally, it's totally not advised to do that. And syntax is just a pseudo abstraction layer. I don't know how it exactly works, but I think it's more like a pseudo stable copy of lib syntax of Rust-C, which also only works if it is maintained all the time and meant to adjust. And with all the changes in nightly, better and stable, it's really some work to be done here every 10 or 14 days, probably just to recompile. And most people contribute anyway and contribute fixes, but only Eric has an idea of what he wants there, but he is kind of gone for the past 14 days. Holiday, maybe? Is it holiday time? I hope so, because, we're kind of stuck with that right now and stuff just doesn't work anymore. Unless you use serde encode. Well, yeah. Interestingly, I was unable to compile OAuth2 both with stable or nightly and with and without a healthy set of local overrides and fixes meant to get the serde quasi aster toolchain to work. However, I believe I'd be able to reproduce the issue stated here. Maybe I have an old version that is still compiled. Maybe that just works. Cargo build. Nah. I thought that is something I fixed. It's using an override now. Okay, I might have added, that's a multi-rust file. I might have added this override. I will have to do this off camera real quick, because Yeah, I don't want to reveal my key again, my API key for cargo. Okay, so now I removed this, and now this actually might work the way it worked before. Let's hope. I wonder what's the difference here, and why stuff just stops working all of a sudden. Oh, maybe because I'm on syntax. Yeah, right. So this is a different branch. This is why I can do stuff here. And in the meanwhile, maybe we will find target debug yaml-rust. Wow. Yaml-rust, is it that? Oh no, wait, it's here, right? Debug, fingerprint. And now it's here. Whatever. I don't know which one. Maybe that one. And which one would you then look at, huh? Build? Nope. Nope. So that's hashes for the inputs, I suppose. Lib yaml-rust, maybe? Oh no. The dependency file, right? Deb lib yaml-rust. Here it is. Okay, so here I don't see anything out of the extraordinary. To 6 we had to AC. Oh yeah, that's it. So I can reproduce it. Using the yaml-rust to syntax branch and a healthy amount of local overrides. Let's call it unhealthy. Maybe I don't need them anyway, but apparently I do. Of local overrides, I was able to make it compile and confirm confirm a broken fingerprint file looking very much like this. It's just plain text. Jesus. Okay. Yeah. Apparently, serde quasi Aster are indeed part of the issue. Considering how difficult it is to get the syntax to get serde to work right now, if macros basically, which compiler am I on, by the way? Multi-rust, show override. That is stable. Amazing. I didn't know I can. Ah, that's already using syntax. All right. So forget the macros. The code base I was running was using stable though. Oh no, wait. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong one. Maybe this part of the build here is actually not syntax. Let's clear it before we get to draw the wrong conclusions, because I think this might actually show what the problem really is. So wait. I think I would be inclined to say that this is an old branch using an older build's output that was still using serde macros on nightly, I could confirm a somewhat broken fingerprint file similar to what was already shown here. Serde quasi asse is part of the issue, and considering how difficult it is to use compiler plugins right now, following the proposed path of using serde code-gen along with syntax seems to be the solution. Using the yap-OAuth syntax branch, I was able to compile yap-OAuth. Oops. Without the cargo issue mentioned here. Yeah, the fingerprint file looked good as well. So let's put it here just for completeness. Look, it's still not done. Yay! It's quite amazing. But on the other hand, how many thousand lines of code is it compiling here? Man. Totally crazy. Building anything with serde and hyper, just pulling in so much, and it's getting more every day, it seems. But it's a good thing, right? This means it's the Rust environment is highly modular, and this is really advised to do because of the slow compile times. So the smaller your modules, the better you can focus on particular problems, and the better these solutions that you come up with are reusable. Okay, so now we go with yap-OAuth 2, and I think the fingerprint file should even be there already. Oh, macro use actually not required anymore in this branch. Sure. Yeah, let's check the fingerprint file first. So this one shouldn't exist now, huh? That's good. Dep lib. There we go. Yeah, let's just use the first line as I did previously. And maybe for completeness, put in that little marker here just to indicate that I'm truncating things. All right. In other words, this doesn't seem to be a cargo issue at all, even though I wonder how it's possible to trick cargo into putting in file names like that. Yeah, into using file names. Maybe it is just picking some particular AS node and displays it without actually checking what it is. Yeah, that is that. I don't know. So who was asking here? And somebody else was asking as well if I am able to reproduce this issue. So that's the serde issue. Unfortunately, I can't do anything with serde, because that's kind of Eric's playground, and he didn't tell his collaborators how he wants to do stuff. And there's lots of communication that has to happen, because the serde RS organization is supposed to work. Some actual communication has to happen, and right now that's just not the case. So what? This is very annoying to me. I'm no fan. That is this one. So I think I actually wanna put this. Oops. Want to put this here, huh? Yeah. So that is actually where it's supposed to be. This is where the initial example was given with yap oauth. That is that. All right. Register an override and Okay, it's really interesting that these fingerprint files exist. I didn't even know. So let's keep that in mind. Next time anything happens with cargo unnecessarily rebuilding, I think checking the fingerprint files for weirdness is the first thing to do, especially if some plugins or compiler plugins are there on nightly. Yeah, so this is it that? Eric T. Rust, Quasi. I would appreciate if Quasi wouldn't leak these. Yeah, I have no idea what is happening there. And unfortunately, Quasi is also not very tested in the sense of unit tests. Probably it's hard to test that stuff, but that doesn't actually increase trust in that particular software, even though so much depends on it right now, which is kind of, it's a difficult situation that hopefully will be fixed eventually. I'll do my best to somehow accomplish this, but but we really need Eric to state something here, because people want help after all, or want to help after all. So that should be that. I think I don't know what to do with that one. I'd like to say something, but can't. So that is done. That is done. I think we are good here. So that is that. My first serde-yaml session for today. Lots of stuff is happening because we have now yaml-rust to look at as well. So thanks for watching and have a great day.